their concerns. It's not something anybody wants to do, but we feel like we've got no choice.
And the government is trying to move towards a more sort of 7 days a week service, and that is part of these contract negotiations. What is it that you would like to see changed?
Well, our big concern for a long time has been that junior doctors are already working 7 days throughout the week. And so we found that the attempts to reform the contracts by Jeremy Hunt and the Department of Health have been focused on the wrong group and the wrong targets. And we think that though we do need change to the contract, this isn't the prescription that the NHS needs. So junior doctors have really got the short end of the stick. That's not what we want to see.
A lot of people getting in touch with their views on this to us this morning. It's fair to say you are getting a lot of support. However, there are others who are questioning what you're doing. Andrew, for instance, has written, Alan, I beg his pardon, says the Hippocratic Oath includes words do no harm. Striking doctors are unquestionably doing harm. Did you take the Hippocratic Oath when you signed up?
Absolutely, I did, as did all of my colleagues. And the 45,000 doctors today that are going to take action are actually taking action today in the long-term interests of patients. We don't think it's in anyone's interest to have tired doctors, and we think that the action today needs to draw attention to the fact that what is being proposed is in itself dangerous and actually will cause much more harm than the action today.
You talked about tired doctors. Why would you be more tired under the new contract? Is that what you're saying?
I think that's one of the big concerns. We know that the current contract has safeguards in place that mean if a doctor works too many hours, safeguards kick in, so a hospital trust will be fined for that unsafe working. The new contract actually removes many of those safeguards, and the safeguards it puts in place are toothless. In effect, a hospital trust will be marking its own homework. That's not what we want to see, so we need proper safeguards for patients and doctors.
Neil's written wondering if you've explained what you're striking about adequately. Their explanations, he says, are all generalities without any specifics. If the doctors don't explain their complaints clearly, they'll lose the support of the general public.
Well, right now we've got a huge amount of support from the general public. A BBC poll, I think, showed that 66% of the public are right with junior doctors. One of our big concerns, though, is that tired doctors aren't in anyone's interest. It really is about patient safety, and actually today we've made sure that the action that's been taken is as safe as possible. Consultants are filling in the roles of junior doctors, and if the unthinkable happened, junior doctors would be straight back at work.
I'm just interested in that as well, because you've made that point really clear. So at what point would you go back to work? They could call you still, even though you're on strike, could they?
Yeah, if there was a major incident today, if the hospital found itself with unprecedented demands, junior doctors would be called back to work. So we're going to make sure that there's an emergency safe service. We've actually seen some attempts to exploit the professionalism of junior doctors by calling emergency situations where actually normal pressures exist. So today we're saying if a patient has an emergency, please just go to your accident and emergency department or your GP, they'll be there. We've got a still safe emergency service across the NHS today.
Doesn't the government say that there are protective measures in place to stop junior doctors being exploited by hospital trusts, and that there'll be a limit on the number of night shifts you can do in a row, and a finding mechanism for hospitals who push junior doctors too far? Isn't that enough of a safeguard?
Well, actually, when you start to unpick that and look down at what it means, the finding mechanism would see a hospital pay itself the fine, which I don't think is much of a deterrent to anyone, and the safeguards on nights, 4 night shifts in a row. Actually, when you dig down into the detail, a night shift is being defined as finishing before 2 o'clock in the morning. So if the doctor's working until 2 in the morning, it wouldn't be classed as a night shift. So when you start to unpick it, the safeguards aren't there. That's why we're so concerned.
And there are another 2 days planned of strikes. At this point, are there more talks going to happen?
There are. So the BMA is going to engage with talks over the next few weeks. And we actually want to listen to junior doctors, and hopefully we can get a resolution to this. So talks are going to take place in the next few days, and we're going to try and head off any future action. It's not in anyone's interest. I'd love to be back at work today, so hopefully we can get a solution.
All right. Andrew Colley, thanks very much.
Thank you. 16 minutes past 8, you're watching Breakfast from BBC News.